Have you ever had one of those nights? You get your 8 hours, but you still wake up feeling like you haven't slept at all. Well, today, we're going to dive into a connection that might just be the answer you're looking for. It's the surprising, fascinating link between the trillions of tiny microbes in your gut and how well you actually sleep. And trust me, it could change the way you think about rest forever.
I mean, seriously, why are we all so exhausted? It's a feeling almost everyone can relate to, right? That constant, draining fatigue that just hangs around no matter what we do. It feels like a modern-day plague, but the real reason behind it might not be what you think at all.
Of course, we blame all the usual suspects. Stress from work, staying up too late binge-watching a show, staring at our phones right before bed. And yeah, for sure, those things don't help. But they don't tell the whole story. There's a much deeper, kind of hidden factor at play here.
That's right, the secret to unlocking a truly great night's sleep might be found deep inside your digestive system. It sounds a little crazy, I know, but the science backing this up is completely changing our understanding of sleep.
Okay, so to really get this, we need to talk about this incredible communication network that connects your gut and your brain. The best way to picture it, think of it as the busiest, most important superhighway running through your entire body.
The official name for it is the gut microbiota brain axis. Now, the most important word there is bidirectional. This is not a one-way street where your brain is just barking orders down to your gut. No way. Your brain talks to your gut, and just as importantly, those trillions of microbes in your gut are talking right back. It's a two-way conversation.
So how does this conversation even happen? Well, the traffic flows through three main lanes on the superhighway. First, you've got a direct neural pathway, like a fiber optic cable called the vagus nerve. Then there's the immune pathway, where your gut microbes basically act as traffic cops for inflammation all over your body. And finally, you have the endocrine lane, where these microbes are influencing hormones that travel through your bloodstream. It's a constant, complex chat happening 24/7.
All right, so we've got this gut-brain chatter, but how does that actually, control your sleep? Well, it all comes down to chemistry.
Your gut microbes are basically tiny chemical factories. They produce a huge chunk of your body's neurotransmitters. They're critical for making serotonin, which you need to make melatonin, our main sleep hormone. They also make GABA, which is like the brain's chill-out signal. Plus, they influence dopamine and histamine, which are both absolutely key for a healthy sleep-wake cycle.
But here's the catch. When that delicate ecosystem in your gut gets thrown out of balance, a state called dysbiosis, those little chemical factories start to go haywire. They might start sending the wrong messages, or maybe not enough of the right ones.
Now, this imbalance can lead to something you might have heard of called leaky gut. It's pretty much what it sounds like. The protective lining of your intestines gets weak, and that allows nasty bacterial toxins to literally leak out of your gut and get into your bloodstream, where they absolutely do not belong. And once those toxins escape, it kicks off this insane chain reaction. Those toxins in the blood, they trigger a massive immune response. We're talking a system-wide code red alarm. This inflammation doesn't just stay in one place. It travels through your body and can even cross into your brain, causing what's called neuroinflammation. And that right there is what completely messes up the delicate structure of your sleep.
So we know an out-of-whack gut is a problem, but what does a balanced versus an imbalanced gut actually look like? Well, it all comes down to the specific microbes that are living there. So let's meet the key players in this whole story, the little guys who are either helping you sleep like a baby or keeping you up all night.
Seriously, you can think of it like a battle of heroes versus villains raging inside you. On the side of good sleep, you've got your heroes, like lactobacillus and bifidobacterium. But when the villains, like Bacteroides and Aeromonas, start to take over, they can really wreak havoc. And the key thing to remember isn't just about killing off the villains. It's about keeping a healthy balance, where the heroes are thriving and keeping those troublemakers in check.
And these effects are incredibly specific. I mean, just look at this. Research shows that certain strains of a hero bacteria, like lactobacillus, can actually reduce the time it takes you to fall asleep. On the flip side, having too many of a villain like Aeromonas is directly linked to inflammation in the brain. The point is, the specific makeup of your microbial community really, really matters. Okay, now this might all sound a little complicated, but here's what's so cool about it. All this knowledge is opening up these incredible new ways to improve our sleep. We're actually learning how to actively tune our internal microbial orchestra to get a much, much better night's rest.
The future of sleep medicine is looking way beyond the sleeping pill. We're seeing the rise of therapies like super-targeted probiotics and the prebiotics to feed them. We're seeing things like fecal transplants to completely reset the gut ecosystem, and even something called chrononutrition, which is the science of timing when you eat to support your body's natural clock and, by extension, your gut microbes.
And this isn't some fringe idea anymore. The scientific community now sees the gut microbiota as a fundamental regulator of our sleep. It's not just a side note, it's a core piece of the puzzle. This is a huge paradigm shift in how we think about one of our most basic biological needs. So this all leaves us with a pretty powerful question, doesn't it? As we learn more about this incredible gut-brain connection, could it be that the most effective sleep medicine of the future won't be found in a pharmacy, but right on our dinner plates? It's a fascinating thought that our daily choices with food connect directly to our nightly rest, empowering us to take back control of our sleep in a whole new way.